Hi everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. We're on the road again. This time we got called in for a 1994 Ford Ranger V6 4-liter engine. Pretty nice shape for upstate New York. 1994 truck. I don't know, I think they got it from an auction or something. 171,000 miles. And the shop owner says you turn it on, it starts up and it starts loping and runs super rich. Interesting. Let's fire up the Snap-on. It should have live data, or at least a minimal list, and we'll just look at the basics. I assume it's a map. Well, it does have a mass airflow. So mass airflow engine. Look at the reading, fuel trims, injector pulse width, and go from there. So we've got the trusty Snap-on plugged into the OBD1 connector. Power supply is coming from the battery. Let's just jump in here. I ran a key on engine off self-test. There's a check engine light blinking. And it says, let's see here, ECT or engine oil temperature sensor out of range. Intake air temperature out of range. That's very important. Mass airflow signal too low. Okay, very interesting. And you can see the check engine light is blinking numbers. Again, old school technology doesn't always work, and then the Snap-on loses the back button. But let's this is saved in the memory, so let's go to live data and see what our engine coolant temp is and what our intake air temp reads. Alright, let's go to our data display, see what's available on a 1994 Ford. Alright, here we go. Oxygen sensor 1 and 2. TPS is 0.91. If I push it to the floor, 4.5, that's good. ECT Fahrenheit, yep, 37, that's fine. Idle air control, or the temperature is 35, that's good too. IAC is 100%, mass airflow, injector pulse width, open loop, closed loop. Now they have short-term 1 and short-term 2 trims. Okay, that's once it reaches closed loop. So everything looks good here. Let's just fire it up, see what it does. All right, here's the list. Let's fire it up. Definitely loping. I'm just gonna rev it up to keep it running. I want to get some live data here. Mass airflow is 0.08. That's not good. O2 sensor 1 is rich. Sensor 2 is lean. It's shaking like crazy. Like it has a dead cylinder. But it could be flooded. Look at that, short-term trim, 60 and 60. Seems to rev up pretty good. Look at our injector pulse width. O2 sensor 2 is stuck at 175. It's smoking like crazy. Our mass airflow is not responding. That's not good. Let's try to fix that first. Okay, I put it in gear. It seems to have evened out a little bit. Look at our fuel trims. They're coming down. It's actually running pretty decent. O2 sensor 2 is now 1200 millivolts. That's broken for sure. It's not supposed to be over 1 volt. I believe sensor 1, it's reporting rich. We need to figure out why this mass airflow is not reporting at all. Let's see, just put it back in park. Really not happy in park. See, O2 sensor 1 is definitely active. So the big problem here is mass airflow sensor, and then on bank 2, this oxygen sensor I think is dead in the water. Probably because it was running so rich, you know, for a long time. So in the Snap-on, very cool feature is the guided component test. Let's look up what this mass airflow sensor is all about. Component information. There we go, ignition, PCM minus, mass airflow minus, and MAF signal. Hot wires often found contaminated, lean drivability problems, da 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 da. Okay. Let's do some voltage checks at this mass airflow sensor. Mass airflow sensor, easy to get to. You can see someone's already replaced the pigtail, probably because they're chasing this problem. So test light from battery negative, if it finds a positive, it should light up. Wire A is ignition positive, I assume that's this red one. Hey, we got ignition positive. Okay, let's keep moving. B and C should be grounds. Let's put the test light on battery positive now. It finds a ground, it's going to light up. Found a ground, it lit up. Next wire. Third wire is MAF minus, so I don't know if that will be a hard ground or not, but we should still check it. And it sure is. Last one. Let's see what the signal is coming out of this thing. And to be nostalgic, we can use this scope on the Verus. Alright, so I got my lead hooked up here. Ground is on battery negative. And let's just say view meter, see what the default Snap-on. Okay, so it shows the meter right there. Boom. So we're at, I want to see the live reading, 0.15, 0.14. Okay, I actually don't like this. How do we do full screen? There we go, full screen. Yeah, I want to use the actual scope because on the meter you see, you know, up to 5 seconds, but yeah, let's see what happens. Might have to give it a little gas there. Okay, running. It's about 1.5. If we rev it up, seems to be normal. Goes up to 3 volts. Stop that, zoom out. There we go. We can even save that. So we have a signal here, but the PCM was not reading that signal. Let's check where this harness goes and where the computer lives. Alright, I'm kind of winging it here. That's the PCM. There's a blue with a red stripe. I just probed it, see what the voltage is with the key on. And we're at 0.15 volts. Okay. We unplug the MAF sensor. That's definitely our voltage. We're at 1.15 now. I guess it needs that mass airflow ground. So let's start the truck and see what the mass airflow reads on that wire at the PCM. Okay, so wiring integrity to the PCM seems perfect. Now on our scan data, that mass airflow data PID, why would it not change? Right there, MAF equals mass air voltage 0. Huh. If I take a test light, the battery positive, and try to pull that line up, you pull it up right here. Look, it changed it to 5 volts. Take it away, it's 0.08. How does that make any sense? We're reading the voltage on there. You know the ground is good. You know what? So using the pinouts here, mass airflow light blue red, ground MAF tan light blue. That would be the third wire right here. So have that wire probed at the PCM, test light from battery positive. If I plug in the mass airflow, test light comes on, again verifying wire integrity from here all the way to the PCM. No issues. Why would the PCM not be reporting the mass airflow system voltage? But with the test light, we can pull it up to 5 volts. That does not make any sense to me. So I bet there's something wrong with an internal ground circuit in this computer, because this reading doesn't make sense, and this reading doesn't make sense. Sometimes it goes negative. Let's see, what's the battery voltage? V power, V ref. We're at minus 23 fuel trim. Not happy, not happy. Can't read the mass air. VREF equals 6.63. Yeah, I don't know what that should be, like 5, or you know, it's a 5 volt reference. That's not good. Let's go back to ECT sensor. DC voltage test. Yeah, it's a 5 volt sensor. It pulls it down once it heats up. So I don't like 6.63 on the module VREF. That'll mess with everything. It'll make it seem like the ECT is too high when it's not. Let's measure the voltage on the engine coolant temp sensor when it's unplugged. I want to see if that's real or not. Let's see, shut it off. Key back on. .63. So weird. So I got the engine coolant temp sensor unplugged. 4.7 volts. We're reading 4.6 on the scanner. That's close enough. If I pull this down with my test light to 0, we go to 0. That's perfect. So my question is, mass airflow voltage, can we pull that up or down with the test light? We go to battery positive again. That's going to be this wire right here. Mass air, see, it's 0.00. It's not changing on scan data. Now we can check the oxygen sensors, I guess, but not. Can we trust the scan data on these old things? Sometimes that's a variable. We saw one up to 5 volts with the test light, but not when it's just normal operation on the mass airflow. So we got the PCM unplugged. Connector looks mint. Just doing some powers and grounds. So there are 2 grounds here. The orange wire down there and black and green, and they both check out. So not worried about that one or that one. Powers are obviously good, you know, computer's alive. That's it. I mean, we could take it out, see if there's anything interesting in there on the board. Doesn't seem too hard to get to. One bolt here. There might be one down there. I don't know. But it's looking like just a bad engine computer. Well, it was worth doing a visual inspection. We got a bad capacitor that leaked out and destroyed some traces on the board. So unfortunately, this engine computer is shot. And yeah, there's probably no way to really restore those traces unless you're really good at soldering circuit boards, you know, trace level. But that's it. Boom. Bad engine computer on this 94 Ford Ranger. Again, follow the data. It's not always a circuit or a sensor or wiring. Just age, old vehicles, they do have computer problems. New vehicles also have module problems, so no one's immune. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.